carrying shotguns broke into the offices of the Thames Window Company in Charlton, South London. During the raid, a director of the company attacked one of the robbers, who suffered severe shotgun wounds. But the three men escaped with over £6,000. The flying squad were called in.
I tried to open the safe. I was a bit nervous. My hands were shaking. I had to start again, and he was shouting at me, saying, "Hurry up, hurry up."
I think he made to go to the door, and he said, "If I'm not back in a couple of minutes, blast her."
The next time he poked me with a gun, I grabbed the barrel with both hands over my shoulder, pushed the barrel onto the ground, because I thought if it went off, at least perhaps we'd have less chance of getting hurt. And there was a struggle. We pulled the gun. I managed to stand up and push the gun up to the ceiling. We fought all round this office. We went straight across these desks, back onto that door. And I was calling to the girls to get out the office quick. They couldn't get out because we were fighting by the door. I managed to get him over there away from the door when my son was trying to hit him at the same time. And in the end, the girls disappeared through the door. We were struggling out through that door. And when we got out there, I managed to, the gun was turned towards him and it went off.
I was frightened out of my life. I didn't think I'd see my children or my grandchildren again. Can't go through it again.
A robbery at a factory would not normally involve the flying squad. However, because a shot was fired, the squad take charge of the investigation.
Did you notice he was carrying a gun?
Yeah, he had it pointed.
Did he straight at you, did it?
He had it in one hand and grabbed me.
We believe there were two coloured men and one white who was the getaway driver. The wounded man, after driving a quarter of a mile, he was bleeding so badly that literally he was dumped out of the car. He staggered to the Anchor and Hope public house. Believe it or not, the barmaid and I think a cleaner rendered first aid, and then police were called. The second coloured man hijacked a white Princess by just running in the road and pointing the gun at a passing motorist. But he crashed the vehicle into some barriers up Victoria Way. We believe he then ran off towards Charlton area and was lost. The stage now is that we're obviously, suspects have been suggested through various sources, and at the moment we're looking into those suspects.
Uniformed police guard the wounded robber at Greenwich Hospital.
Is there anything you want to ask me at this stage? You've got, as you know, two police officers guarding you, uniformed officers.
Desmond Budgeon had over 40 shotgun pellets taken from his shoulder.
Going to eventually have a skin graft, and when are they likely to do that?
I don't know. The doctor's coming to see me Wednesday.
Yeah.
In the 4 days since the robbery, names of possible suspects have been given to the squad by informers, although at this stage they have no real evidence.
We've got the names of two suspects. Firstly, the coloured lad. He lives in a top floor flat with his girlfriend. They've got a very vicious, I'm told, Rottweiler dog that should be treated with extreme caution. And he drives a BMW car. The second man, he's a white man, 6 foot tall, and he was the driver on the robbery. It appears to be common knowledge amongst the people on the Honor Oak estate that he drove away and left Budgeon bleeding to death in the road.
What sort of previous has the main man got, John?
He's got a number of previous burglaries and such forth, none for robbery. It is on the Honor Oak estate. Predominantly coloured people live there. If when we go to that address, or if we choose to do that, I think we need lots of backup dog units. Otherwise, I think we could end up with a siege situation or possibly a small riot on our hands. They're quite happy that they're safe, they're going about their everyday life without any change. My suggestion would be that we plot up on the two vehicles. When the vehicles move, it doesn't matter which one moves first, we take it away to a non-sensitive area and we then ambush the driver of that vehicle, assuming that it is the two people that we want.
Both these fellas' girlfriends have use of both the vehicles. So the fact that the vehicles are there doesn't mean to say the boyfriends are going to be in the addresses. That's why it's common sense to let them go to the cars and we take them away rather than going in through the door and they're not there.
So we're talking about concentrating on the vehicle from a distance rather than anything else?
Yeah.
We want the spotting car to get alongside it at some stage to ascertain that it's actually it's the people we want, and then move in front if it's not already blocked and block it. So if it's blocked by the traffic, fine. If it's not, he's got to get in front of it. And the backup car has got to come alongside and the attack car behind it, so there's no room for movement, and then out of speed.
It's a hymn sheet. Where is Wembley actually marked on here?
Now, today's operation is to follow them a safe distance from the estate and to arrest them. Now, the reason we're not going in is because the information isn't that good that we will know that they're going to be in the flats at any given time. The addresses are so close together that once you've turned one over, that the occupants of the other will know. And if they're not there, that the whole estate will know. So we're going to try and take them away from the estate as far as is possible and safe, hem them in and arrest them. Target B, driving a silver BMW 323i saloon. The car has got to be looked at, and if we don't think it's our targets in the car, then we'll let it run and just resume positions and wait for some other time during the day when they will be there.
As you come in from the cemetery end, he'll be on your left side, and he's walking up with his dog. Bright red anorak with the hood up. That is him actually, Doc. 981 from 972, go.
And he's walking in the footpath going by the side of the cemetery.
Come down.
The unit's in there, watch out, because he's gone in actually into the cemetery.
What sort of dog was it, Adrian? Black one. Rottweiler, I believe. So it's definitely him, but unless we've got a dog unit, you know, it's too dangerous to take.
Yeah, 972 from 954. We have to be absolutely sure, John, that it is him. I think we'd be rushing it to try and take it now, even though the indications look as if it could be him. Let's wait until he gets to the car.
No, I agree with that. 100% 954. One, we've got to make certain it's him, and two, there's no way we can take him without some dog backup. We'll have a lot of aggravation else.
Yeah, he's now turned in towards his block. I've left him 970, so he's off towards his vehicle and towards his block at the moment.
Shortly after 9 o'clock, the suspect comes out of his block of flats and drives off in a silver BMW. The flying squad follow.
He's just coming into the roundabout now. Straight across, I think, Adrian. Stand by, he might have stopped.
Yeah, he's in a heavy line of traffic, 904, going towards the mini roundabout by the bridge.
I'm having trouble getting past.
Son, move over, please.
Yeah, Adrian, 904 a bit too back for us.
Yeah, he's free from the junction now.
Because he's blocked already. He's blocked. We're coming through. We're coming through. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's clocked some people in front of him. He just waved to him. He's got an offside indicator. I'll go with him. Endwell Road.
Nick, do you want me to get in front of him? Stand by. Stand by, stand by. Stand by. When I get a chance, I'll go take it.
You're received. Are you going to go in front, Dick, or what?
Yes, I'll go in front. Just stand by. You're ready now.
Received.
Get up his arse. Get up his...
Yeah, we're going there. Right, you know.
Well then, good Nick. Armed robbery. You don't have to say anything unless you want to. What do you say we take it down in writing and maybe give them evidence? Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
Got the cuffs.
Cuffs? Yeah, cuffs. So you're arrested for armed robbery at the MARION trading estate in which shotguns were used and you fired at two of the suspects.
Straight to Greenwich with him, yeah?
Let's search it, man. Let's search it. Only because you've got the... Right. Put that through.
Greenwich, yeah.
You need the keys for the handcuffs? No. You custody officer?
I certainly am.
Right. This gentleman, he was arrested at 9:20 a.m. by myself on suspicion of committing and being involved in an armed robbery at Thames Window Company on the Meridian Trading Estate on Friday the 25th of March. He's been brought in here so further inquiries can be made. Do you understand that as well? Okay. At this stage, sir, can you listen to this, please? We're making a request with the Chief Superintendent or the Superintendent that he be kept incommunicado. There are two pump-action shotguns outstanding and a further suspect outstanding. A colleague of mine is making that representation now to the Superintendent, and obviously we'll convey that straight away to Mr. The result of that application. Do you understand now? Do you understand that? Listen to what... Do you hear what I said?
No.
We're making an application that nobody knows you've been arrested at this stage. So we intend to search your house looking for two pump-action shotguns that were used on the robbery. Do you understand that? Right. And also there's another person outstanding.
Two from the house is in the car.
All right, mate. What we're going to do, we're going to handcuff you to this officer here, and then we're going to search your car. All right? Right.
Anyway, next time the bloke gets commended for shooting two suspects, I think he should be commended, not arresting him slung on the floor. I'm arresting you for shooting two suspects.
Was it victim?
While his team relax, Detective Inspector Brooker has problems. The request not to release news of the arrest of the suspect, to keep him incommunicado, has been refused because of confusion over the recently introduced Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
We're sitting out here trying to ensure that the two parties are kept, that no knowledge is transferred from one address to another. The Superintendent has already informed the solicitor and is going to allow access to that solicitor at this point, even before we've got suspect number 2 in.
What problems does this cause you?
Well, quite simply, if the solicitor, who is agent of the prisoner, the minute his services are asked for, if he's told to inform somebody, he must abide by that. And when he does so, we've still got one man in the flat. The guns could be there with him, we don't know. It's not suitable to go and get him now for reasons we've already discussed. It's all going wrong. It's, you know, it's not been done properly.
Suspect to appear.
Yeah, the plan still stand by. We've got the vehicle back and we've still got the address now. Eyeball on the address. We just wait.
Yeah,
So we'll wait then. Yeah, we can't. You see, the difficulty, if we go in there and he's not there, we've blown it then. Then he's gone and we don't find him. At the moment he doesn't know, and I'm certain that bloke or anyone else hasn't communicated with him. If they had, he'd have been out into the vehicle on the way and we'd have had him. So the indications are that the vehicle's there. She's come back. 2 females in the address. So we've just got to stand by at the moment. What I suggest is Steve and Dave and 2 others go back to Greenwich to get on with him, bearing in mind he's been there now sort of 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and we're losing that.
Bring him out.
Leeway we have.
Well, bring him out first of all to search his address. That gives us an hour with him out doing something. I've got the dog people standing by. I can call them up on the air to meet you at Greenwich to go with you, to go with the 4 people to do that. Search his address. In the meantime, we will get a search warrant ready for that address should we want to go in there and should we want to question them as to where he is.
For the search of the suspect's flat, the squad are joined by police dog handlers to cope with his Rottweiler.
You've got to come with you.
I've got to come with you, haven't I?
Keep it off the piece, then.
Come on, get that. Good girl. Get in there. Good girl. Come on, get in. Good girl. Good girl.
What's the matter, Steve? I sound like you would be like that with dogs.
You make sure no one goes in there.
Yeah, I'll understand. Yeah.
How many times have I been bitten? Can you remind me?
Jackie, can you just stand there?
Good girl.
Good dog.
Good girl.
In there.
Good girl.
No, in there. Please go in there.
That's it.
No guns are found, but news of the suspect's arrest spreads and his brother arrives at the flat.
Hola, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? Oh. What's going on?
Nothing.
What is colourful?
Keep on coming, Tom. Keep on coming.
It's colourful.
He's alright.
Yeah, but he's been arrested, so I got to know what?
What? He's been arrested. That's all you need to know, mate.
I think we should hold on a bit longer.
Just to make sure. I mean, that's
Yeah, he might but just blunder back in without knowing what's going on, mightn't he? If he's not there.
There's that, but I think more the possibility he's been in there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he just might be waiting for it to die down a little bit before he leaves. The whole estate now we're in there now.
Yeah, no, but that was inevitable at some stage, wasn't it? And at least we've done it without any aggravation, any problems, haven't we? We had to do it.
We'll have to review it again at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock, I think, and then we've got to have the confidence then to take the initiative, go in there and find out exactly where he is, haven't we? It's a possibility he could have gone to work, couldn't he? But I don't think so.
That was always a problem. We never knew he was there. But as it turns out, we've done it the right way, so... Let's see what happens. Nine eight zero, receiving.
Yeah, what if it's not him?
I agree with you, John, but I mean, what if it is?
Yeah, but now we've got him bubbling, they're trying to get hold of him, aren't they? He might come back then, what, straight in the net. If we go and...
But he's there, there's a guy, I'll fit in his description there. At the HA.
Where's Mr. Brooker? Dumper reckons he's there.
I didn't say that, John. I said there's a guy fitting his description there.
Yes, you are.
That's right.
How old is that?
979 from 972. Describe the fair-haired man that went in there to me again, please. Over.
Yeah, I would put him as aged between 18 to 22. About 5'11" tall, slim build, very pale complexion, and his hair is shaven at the sides. 9790.
Can you recall if it was long at the back, his hair?
I don't believe it was. It's a little bit difficult to see details from where I am. Unfortunately, the windscreen is very, very dirty, so I'm only getting a fuzzy picture. 9790.
Well, I must admit, I don't think it could be a good possibility.
Oh, man, you've lost me, Tiff.
It's touching the wall.
Because of the movement in the flat, the decision to enter is delayed.
Excuse me, Stanley Street Comprehensive. Yeah.
Seriously, when I was a boy,
He used to play with girls when he was a boy.
it was really tough. Am I winning?
No, all I would say, if we do go in there, is to go in there with a low-profile presence.
That's right.
And then talk to her, so people
That's
don't
right.
know that we're inside.
So just take 4 up there. Just take a car full of 4 up there. If we have any trouble, then we can call other people. No, I shouldn't think so. Call any people.
Okay.
We'll take the shots away. Don't want the shots going.
No.
So all sort of non-shots to do it. So how many we've got left?
I'll swap the cars over, put all the shots into your car, and then dumper and people like that can go up the car.
Right, that's it. Right. Arrange it.
At 4:30, the flying squad entered the second suspect's flat. He is not there. With the second suspect still at large, the first suspect is formally charged.
You're charged that on the 25th of March 1988 at Meridian Trading Estate, Bugsby's Way, London SE7, did attempt to murder Mr. Herbert Pamphlet as contrary to common law.
No comment.
No comment. It's at 7:12.
Finally, the debrief, nearly 14 hours after the briefing at the start of the day.
Don't intend to spend too long on this. I don't think there's much purpose in dealing with the first man. We know that went off very successfully. He's been charged with attempted murder and robbery. We haven't recovered any of the firearms or the money, but really want to concentrate on the situation on the second man. Wasn't in the flat. Can you take it, John, from the search at the flat?
Yeah, we found the common law wife there with a 3-year-old child. She says that he came back last Friday. He was there on Saturday. The Saturday afternoon she went across the estate to her parents, and outside afterwards they had a row and he went off. And she saw him again Sunday when he popped in. She hasn't seen him since. She's been told the serious nature of our inquiries and what we suspect he's been involved in, and I think that she will assist us as much as she can. I've told her that I believe she knows where he is. She refutes that.
18 days later, the second suspect and his solicitor reported to Greenwich Police Station. After being interviewed by the flying squad, no charges were brought against him, and he was released. On the 19th of May 1989, at the Central Criminal Court, Desmond Budgeon pleaded guilty to robbery and possession of firearms. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison, later reduced to 12 years. On the 4th of October, the second coloured man pleaded not guilty to robbery, possession of firearms, and attempting to wound with intent to commit grievous bodily harm. He was found not guilty. The judge decided there was no case to answer and refused to allow the prosecution case to go before the jury. On the 2nd of November 1989, Mr. Bert Pamphlet, who fought with Desmond Budgeon, was presented with an award for bravery and a cheque for £200 by the High Sheriff of Greater London.
Thank you very much. That's great. Super. I'll come and talk to you later.
Yes, thank you.
Without people like Bert, Barbara, Sandra, Barbara Thomas, young Ray here, you can't exist. You've got to have... No one, I'm sure, at Thames Window Company wanted to be robbed that day. I mean, it's a thing that will live with them for the rest of their life, I think, personally. Whereas we can move on to something else, or something which will live with them for the rest of their life. And very brave man. Very brave man.